Yo, what's good? What's good? I got a message over here. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like helping everybody out with certain concepts. You feel what I'm saying? You see, bro, everything that happens in the physical starts within the mind first. You feel what I'm saying? Everything that happens in the physical starts within the mind. With everything that has happened, with everything of what is happening, there's always a reason why, how it happened. The how is always the starting point that many others don't really focus into. And then the how you think and the certain things that you allow within your brain, if you allow them to move way much more further, you will have, there are always patterns, there are always like experiences that you will witness that will always remind you that you need to change this kind of thought that you are allowing into your mind. And you need to be strong enough mentally to make sure that that thought doesn't carry on any much more further. You need to shove it off and shove it away. You know what I'm saying? So even if when things you start to experience problems, for example, the problem that you're experiencing is not that you are manifesting some type of a bad luck. It's just that God is actually showing you need to switch up. And then if ever you don't really have the mindset to think for yourself that this is time for me to actually switch up into my mind internally so that I can actually live on a new life. You know what I'm saying? I can lead a new path mentally, internally, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, what usually happens into others is that they look at their problems as the things that are very much more worse, you know what I'm saying? And then God will always be there to show you that you need to switch up. You know what I'm saying? You need to switch up. Change your mindset. Where your mind state is, where your mindset is where you need to change it up in order for you to create a better circumstance and leave out anything that flesh out anything that is unwarranted into your space, into your mental space, so that you can actually make sure that you don't experience that shit any much more further. So if it happens that you experienced a bad experience, right? Make it a point that you don't allow it to go any much more further because of how you think and think that this is the worst situation that you are in. Make sure that you take it, you take that problem and know that how you manifested it is because of the certain thoughts that you allowed into your space. Then from your space, you switch up and change up and make sure you go to any elsewhere so that you can create a new thought that can actually demolish that same thought that you actually was paying attention to, the people, places, and things that you were surrounded by with that certain mindset and mind frame. If ever you may actually start to change up, then you will start to realize whatever that you are doing is because you lost into a certain thought form. And if you start to change it, your situation doesn't become much more worse than it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So you change it up, and trust me, bro, like I've come to the conclusion that there is no problem in the world that can be any much more worse if ever you train your mind to change the situation, whatever, and be proactive into any situation that you are in, and make sure that you switch it up into some other thing, and create a new thought. Always be in the space of creativity. That's how you handle your problems. That's how you even start to actually change how you actually, like, your frequency, how your frequency is going. So always be creative enough to create new thoughts and feelings, and make sure that you always know that whatever situation you are in, it won't always be the same. So it might be actually time for me to change, because there may be some things that I was lost in that I didn't even notice myself, that I need to switch up and make sure that I don't pay attention to those thoughts ever again, and start to really pay attention to your thought process internally. This shit goes way much more further, because it's always a situation where people realize when the what is happening, and then when they ask themselves why, they never really get the answer as to why the shit is happening, because they missed out of how it actually ended up in the first place. How it actually ended up here in the first place. Why are we here in the first place? Because internally you was lost into a mindset. So be creative, bro. So be creative. This is for anybody out here. This message right here, I feel like really like it needs to be known, so that we don't create any much more situations where they could get worse. You need to make sure that you are creative enough in your mind. So for real. So yeah.